Hi, this is Mark Birch, and today I'm going to provide analysis and revision of John Burnside's poem History from Poems of the Decade, an anthology of the Forward Books of Poetry. And this is a highly complex poem, so I'm going to break its analysis down into two parts. The title, History, is intentionally broad and vague. While the poem does refer to a significant moment in world history, it's the notion of history itself that's the poem's concern. The poet considers what is significant in human lives and what should therefore constitute our history. The poem's epigraph, St Andrews, West Sands, September 2001, places the poem in a specific space and time. West Sands is a 2-mile area of beach just outside the university city of St Andrews, where Burnside himself teaches. September 2001 is, of course, historically significant as the date of the terrorist attack on the Twin Towers in New York. The contrast between New York and West Sands is stark. The latter is a remote and peaceful part of the UK, dominated by the natural landscape, while New York is the quintessential urban environment, an icon of the artificial. This contrast is the first of many that feature throughout the poem. The binary oppositions create a tension that prompts the reader to question the value of these opposing elements, and ultimately to consider what is truly important in life. The sense of time's significance is foregrounded by beginning the poem with the single word line, today. This also functions as another contrast, the present contrasting with the past of history. As well as contrasts, connections are presented throughout the poem. The connection between the natural world and the artificial or man-made are explored partially through the recognition of these connections. There's a sense that everything is connected. In the first line, the innocence of the day's activity, we flew the kites, may provide a subtle connection to Afghanistan, given its famous tradition of kite flying. Osama bin Laden, the architect of the 9/11 terror attacks, was based in Afghanistan, and President Bush's retaliation centred on an air attack of Afghanistan. Such a connection's only credible through its juxtaposition to the poem's epigraph, but it's reinforced through the later reference to warplanes, the news, and muffled dread. The innocence and positivity of kites is echoed in the sand spinning off in ribbons. The image may capture the movement of the ribbon component in rhythmic gymnastics. It has a grace and beauty that's complemented by the gentle alliteration of sibilant sounds in sand spinning. The beauty of the natural world is contrasted with the gasoline smell from Lucas, a Scottish town notable for its RAF base, which again provides a subtle allusion to war. Burnside provides another connection, this time homophonic, between the sight of the gasoline smell and the poetic voice's son. Lucas, the place, is echoed in the reference to Lucas, the son of the second stanza. Everything is connected. So the events in New York have an impact thousands of miles away in Scotland, just as the activities of humans have an impact on the natural environment and human relationships. The golf links refers to the famous golf course at St Andrews, one of the oldest courses in the world, the St Andrews Links. Burnside may also be punning on the word links with its meaning of a connection complementing one of the poem's major themes. The image of the tide as far out is structurally captured by the description being marginalised, far out to the right of the line. The sensory nature of the poem is reinforced by visual touches such as this, connecting the reader to the moment described. Burnside frequently presents liminal states in his work, and the setting of the beach is a good example of this. The beach is between the sea and the land, an in-between place. This may reflect the sense of liminality experienced by people in the wake of 9/11. There was a sense that the terrorist attack could be the prelude to a wider conflict. People experienced the dread of, as Burnside puts it, what may come. The tide is described as quail grey. This compound adjective captures the colour of the sea through the natural image of a quail, a game bird frequently shot for sport in Scotland. The bird is, however, brown, creating a tension with the colour that it's conjoined to. This tension could reflect the tension between nature and humanity. The shooting of quail may complement the theme of the destruction of the natural world. The word quail also denotes fear, and therefore corresponds to the semantic field of war. Just as the tide is structurally positioned at the end of the line, so too is the single word people. A sense of alienation is conveyed by the position of this word. People may be literally distant from the poetic voice, but there's also a sense of people being figuratively distant from others, and also from their impact on the world. The poetic voice is described as having knelt down in the sand, ostensibly to play with his son, but the image is also one of prayer, an appeal to God initiated by the muffled dread of what may come. Even the search in the rock pools with Lucas has echoes of 9/11, with them finding evidence of life amongst the rocks, just as survivors of the terrorist attacks sought life amid the rubble of the Twin Towers. And this culminates in the horrific image of flesh on tide-worn stone. The search itself is structurally fragmented, the lines broken by short lines that alternate between being left justified and separated from the margin. This structural fragmentation is complemented by parts of objects found, such as shreds of razorfish. So I'll take this moment to fragment my own work and ask you to watch part 2 for the consideration of the final part of the poem. Okay, ta.